Today's deck is popular amongst the current leaderboard players, and it's a combo that people might not expect. If you like blowing stuff up as much as I do, sit tight and I'll go grab that crazy clown that's behind all this. What's cracking, everybody? FL Rose here, and today's deck feature is of something that I caught wind of online that focuses on using Silvally and Blacephalon to apply non-stop pressure on opponents. Replacing Rampardos with this Blacephalon engine seems like a risky way to go since you give up that guaranteed type null in your starting hand, but just bear with me for a bit and we'll break down how this works. Silvally is a self-proficient deck engine, and for those of you who may not be familiar with the term engine when it comes to TCGs, it's essentially a cluster of cards that works together that allow you to form a strategy around them. So in this case, that would be Type Null, Silvally, and Gladion being the 6 cards that create that engine. And as many of you well know, it can fit into just about any deck like Charizard, most commonly used with Rampardos, and even used with Zeraora and Tapu Koko EX. In this deck, it functions as our main source of early game pressure and damage as we look to prepare Blacephalon in the back for a late game near suicidal bombing with its attack Beat Punk that does 130 damage for 3 energy but has a recoil damage cost of 70 HP. This late game play is enabled best by Lusamine, which if your opponent has gotten at least 1 point or KO so far, you can play this card and attach up to 2 random energy from your discard pile and attach them to an Ultra Beast of your choosing. And in this case, it's going to be the Clown. This gives Blacephalon set up from 0 to 3 energy in potentially just 1 turn, allowing it to come in swiftly to strike a finishing blow on the opponents. We've got 2 Rocky Helmets in here to offer some chip damage, as our damage ceiling with this deck is 130 damage when using Blacephalon and 100 when using Silvally, without weaknesses involved. So we will need that chip damage to help get us over the line to KO some of the fatter HP abundant EX cards like Guzzlord and Charizard. Our only other item cards are going to be 2 Pokeballs just for consistency to be able to get those basics out of the deck. Now, since we're going to be playing a Silvally deck, we do have a larger list of supporters in this deck. We're going to be running the 2 Gladion, 2 Research because those are staples to our strategy. We're also running 2 copies of Lusamine so that we can maximize the chances of having it in our hand when we need it to get Blacephalon the energy it needs to devastate the opponents with that 130 damage. 2 copies of Leaf in this deck to be able to correct our opener if we end up with the Blacephalon out front turn 1, but it is also a card that we use regardless of the field condition to activate the extra damage on Silvally, even if you don't plan to retreat that turn. This deck also has 1 Mars in it for disruption and the ability to mount comebacks when the opponent's got a couple of points. We're also running a Pokemon Center Lady to help cleanse those conditions and also be able to heal up some damage. As far as any changes to the deck go, it functioned really well in these games today. If I was going to change anything out, I might take out Pokemon Center Lady for a copy of Giovanni because I really like having Giovanni for Silvally mirrors to be able to surprise one-shot the opponent for 110 damage. Oh no, this deck felt really good to play. The constant ability to inflict triple-digit damage every turn is not something to underestimate, and Blacephalon's 130 damage move is able to clean up most games if you have that Lusamine in hand and get it online. And honestly, I can see why it's such a popular deck right now on the elite levels of the ladder, and it's really good even in the regular levels of the ladder. Please consider dropping a like and hitting subscribe if you enjoy the content. It sure would mean a lot to me if you did. I know I say it in all my videos, but as a small channel, it really helps us grow this channel. Please enjoy today's games, trainers, and I'll catch you next time. I need my luck to turn around, man. This has been ridiculous the last few days. Just every single game, opponent has had every card they needed in order to be able to win. Every single one. To the tune of the opponent top decking a potion was the only thing they could have possibly needed. And they got it. Okay. Well, this is fun. They go for Gladion. See, this would be the ideal type. No, they probably just got that type null off the Gladion. Unfortunately, this damage now puts me under 100. And they're ahead of me now, which is the worst thing that can happen in the mirror. Is the opponent being ahead of me. I have to hit back. Right, and if I evolve, it's not really gonna matter. I'll just, I should Pokeball first. I should stop tilting off of this bad streak that I've been having recently, and I should just go ahead and play like I'm supposed to. We'll go for our own damage. They surely have Silvally and will knock me out the next turn, and then I'm going to lose the game most likely because of it. be genuinely surprised if somehow I make it through this without a Silvally coming down this turn. There's the Skull Fossil. They don't have Silvally. I am now genuinely surprised. You can color me surprised. Okay? But we now have ours, which means we'll be able to snatch a point from the opponent really fast here. Okay, Pokeball is now a dead card in our deck. I'm gonna go ahead and drop the Silvally here. Alright, we're certainly attaching. I'm gonna have to search with Gladion. Now I have another Gladion in my deck, but there's really no point in me holding on to it because the opponent knows it's there. And I'd rather not have them hit me with Red Card or Mars in order to cause me not to be able to evolve at any point. So we're gonna go ahead and just attack here. You guys are being a little crazy. Can we calm down, please? Thank you. Alright. But I'm sure they have Candy Rampardos in hand, so either way, we're gonna have a bad day. Oh, they get their other research! No, there's certainly type. There's Silvally. It's coming right now. There has to. There's no way their luck is as bad as mine. There's no way their luck is as bad as mine. Oh no. See, opponent, this is what's been happening to me lately. This is just what's been happening to me. And I'm sorry, and I feel your pain. We'll stick a helmet on this guy. I can't swing for 50 though because I don't have anything that I can use with it. So what's the point, right? Swing for 50 and then get smacked, right? That's unfortunate. Not having any supporters that I could use. I'm sure that there was probably a play there where I could have, like, retreated it or something, but at that point it wouldn't have gotten me anything. There's Silvally! Yay! Now they've got a bunch of supporters they're gonna play. There's the cape. See, that's not saving you from Blacephalon though, my friend. It's also not saving you from the Silvally I have hiding in the back, which I can now use in conjunction with my Lucamine to make sure that Rampardos is going to get taken out when it finally comes forward. So, we shall research for more cards, because at this time, I don't need to play Lucamine. We get Mars and a helmet. This would be a very inopportune time for me for them to draw up Mars if they run it. And they probably do. Like, this Silvally deck usually runs a copy of Mars because it is a supporter. I guess we'll just see. If they Rampardos, they concede. Okay, they didn't have it, but even if they had, unless they Mars, we do win that game. Finally a win. Okay. My goodness, I get to go second for the first time in 10 games. It's been that long. But we still haven't been able to stop Blacephalon from being the only card in our opening hand. With no way to thin, search, draw, anything. So, let's see. We'll see. Interesting. Do they not start with Kartana or Pheromosa? Research. This could be a good Mars hand here. Pass! Shoot. Get Pheromosa. Hoping they wouldn't. Hey. You gotta be kidding me, man. And the best you can do is give me another Blacephalon? Oh my goodness. Just start loading it up, I guess. There's an ideal way that this deck is supposed to be played. You're supposed to have a type Null out front, Blacephalon's in the back. You're supposed to load up Silvally with energy. Then once it goes down, use Lucamine to put the energy on Blacephalon. I have gone over half a dozen games with almost this exact same start. What do you do? What do you do? You just don't get to have a chance. There's a type Null at least. There's something happening. A little bit late to the party, but only thing that would have been made that more perfect was a Rocky helmet. I would have liked that. Right, so where are they going to put that next energy? Does it go to the Buzzwole? No, they have the Lucamine, I'm sure. If I could just get rid of Pheromosa, Cortana. Blacephalon's in a good spot from that point on to be able to one-shot anything else. Ah, they're trying to go for that play. That's fine. I'm taking Pheromosa away next turn anyway. Okay. It was already within range of being able to KO itself, so... Right, so Pokeball is fine in the deck, I guess. Okay. Okay, so I'm fine with this. They don't have any energy on the Buzzwole yet. We're only doing 50, which is the worst. That's the worst part about this right now, is I'm only swinging for 50 because I don't have any supporters that I can use. You'd be surprised to hear this, trainers, but this deck does much better when you don't open like I did. I don't appreciate that they're going to basically be able to snipe a point off my Blacephalon. There's a Cyrus. Of course, there's a Cyrus. But at least now, I can use Lucamine if I need to. Problem I have, is it worth it? Well, at this point I have two of them, so right, you might as well. Right, we get rid of Cortana. Then they have a Lucamine. They big beat. I get sad. I can only give up 2 more KOs here. The only saving grace I have is if the Buzzwole comes forward, I get my last 2 points with the Blacephalon. And they do. So, they get 1 point. I get 2, if they don't Leaf Cape. They spend their Lucamine right now. Surely there's no Leaf Cape coming down. Surely there's not. Oh, we actually get to win. From that horrible, awful hand that we started with, we actually get to take a victory. That is actually insane. Kamikaze Clown! Okay, we're going first this time. Electric deck, another Blacephalon in the lead. Yes, I love it when this happens. Hey, we won the last game with this kind of hand, so I mean, I'd argue that this one's a little bit better. Right, so Zero Aura Silvally. They did not put down... Is it worth it for me to just... Is it worth it for me to just Mars them now? Get rid of a potential chance that they might be able to hit me with a Zero Aura on their first turn. That's kind of the whole point here that I need to be able to do. I need to be able to prevent them from hitting me with that right away. Sure, I've given it to them. I'm sure that they have it now. My Marses are always guaranteed to give research. Oh, they're just attacking. They don't have it. Not that they need it, I guess. Zero Aura is... You know, it's fine. They get the heads roll, though. Unfortunate. Okay, so now we'll research. I would like to get a leaf for next turn. That would be ideal. I have been heard. My prayers have been answered. And we end turn. Next turn they have to drop a basic or they will lose. A helmet. If it's not a basic, it's over. They don't have a basic. But they don't have Silvally or basic? Oh. Yeah, I should just stop tilting so much, man. They are just going to assume that I don't have a way to retreat. And they would be very incorrect about that. This is why we run 2 copies of Leaf in case this happens. Yeah, they know it's over. Good game. Alright, going second this time. Likely chance that most of the games in the video that end up being wins are probably me going second. Seems like a very likely scenario here. They get to lead off with their Buzzwole and they have nothing else. That's tough. They'll Pokeball, research, etc. into Celesteela though, for sure. I'd be genuinely surprised if they don't. Yeah. Excellent. Both Pokeballs and a research. If I get top deck research, at least I can keep the pacing with the opponent here. And I'm not going first is nice. At least I get my energy and they can't start sniping 20 damage on my bench. Just going with Celesteela until they're ready to go. They'll just keep it up there as a wall. Makes sense. Lusamine is a card that I had no use for right now. I will later, but just not now. Might as well drop him down, right? No reason not to. Throw type Null in there for 20 damage. Chip it. Silvally has a chance to at least KO after this damage. If I even draw one, though. That's kind of the deal here. I got 12 cards in my deck, and 4 of them will get me to Silvally. Well, technically 6 if I can draw my researches. They're going to give me a solid chance to draw it, too. Yep, that's fine. Okay, so we can research and draw Silvally, right? And draw Silvally, right? Come on, man. You gotta be kidding me, dude. At least Gladion will get it to us next turn, but it doesn't help me right now. And Cortana comes down. Gonna swing for more damage. They're just trying to generate targets for Cyrus for later. The longer I let this Pheromosa stay here, the worse off I'll be. Okay, so we Gladion here for sure. That's like the only proper thing that we want to do right now. Okay. So then we'll drop this one. I'm going to keep the other one in my hand just for a little bit until I see my other Gladion, so that I have a live supporter that I can actually make use of. I obviously have 2 Leafs and a Lucamine, so I'm okay with that, but just minimizing the opportunities for things to not go my way. Right now, if they ever bring this Buzzwole forward uncaped, they have a bad time. There it is. Research, Gladion, Rocky Helmet. Not a bad red carded hand here. And they're not KOing me through this Kartana right now. I can KO the Kartana next turn, and then they're just within 1 point. We now have the Lucamine as well, so we're just in a really, really nice spot right now. I am gonna put Silvally down here because they have to use Buzzwole to get rid of it, and then I'm gonna put an energy on this Blacephalon just in case, because I have no discarded energy. They have to attack, get the energy off of my Silvally, or at least if I do it this way, it gives me the opportunity to retreat. I'm gonna Gladion now. Since this is my second Gladion, I can now just simply play the Silvally down right away. And then we can swing here and get rid of the Kartana, and now they're basically... They take a KO, I can get Lucamine, and they just kind of lose at this point, unless, like, they have to cape the Buzzwole. And even if they do, the Rocky Helmet damage puts them down to 150, where Blacephalon can hit it from there. One of 2 things happens this turn, right? And they... Oh, okay. Well, the Rocky Helmet's unfortunate. Okay. Losing Rocky Helmet's unfortunate, but that means that they can't... Well, they don't need to, right? But they got the point. They didn't cape. Blacephalon comes up, goes crazy kamikaze clown mode on the opponent, and we just win now. Alright, we have 2 copies of Lucamine. Like, we don't even need the research at this point, man. Yeah, opponent sees the Lucamine, they concede. Good game. Gonna set some more stuff on fire. I just imagine Kamikaze Clown. He just runs into the opponent and his head blows up. And here we go. Alright. Let me get to Mars. Is Mars a good call here? I feel like Mars is a good call here if we get type Null off of this, and of course we don't. And of course we don't. And like at this point, I wonder if it puts me behind. But like, them having 5 cards right now as opposed to having 3, I feel like the research may have given them more opportunities, like evolving the Poi Pole. I just feel better knocking them down to 2 cards and just letting it happen, right? Because even if I attach my first Blacephalon, I can still use the second one. But not having Silvally here is... Ah, okay. Alright, well, my hand sucked anyway, so thank you. Gives me Research, Rocky Helmet, and Leaf. Interesting. They've now twice gotten to reshuffle their hand. Are they going to drop a poison card of some type here? No, they're going to start just knocking me for damage with Poi Pole. If they... That one card left in their hand is probably the one that... The Naginatl. I mean, Silvally's great and all. If I could get, you know, that type Null out of the deck. There we go. A little late. Never hurts, though. Rocky Helmet this guy here. And I can also Rocky Helmet my type Null. I'll just end turn here. Okay, so they don't have the evolution for Poipole, at least. It doesn't seem like they do. But they're gonna build up the... They're gonna build up the Guzzlord in the back. No damage, so they won't take any damage in return. But they were definitely okay with taking that damage if they got it, so... Okay, other type Null now comes down. We get to just immediately KO the Poipole, which is helpful. The Guzzlord is going to be a bit of a pain. But that was a pretty abysmal opening hand, so it's nice that we're actually able to kind of come back from this, but we're in top deck mode, which is not ideal at all. But we're not going to get poisoned, so thank goodness. Right, there's no Barb in play, at least not yet. Now, the last time I faced Guzzlord, my opponent had, like, nothing but heads rolls. Like, Grindcore eliminated all my energy every time they used it. So, I'm hoping that maybe I get one lucky Tails roll on this thing today. No, they're just gonna go straight for Tyrannical Hole next turn. Okay. Please don't knock my energy off. I need this damage. Please. Please. Kidding me, dude. You've got to be kidding me. This happens every time. Every time this happens to me, man. Okay, we do get Lucamine. So what do we do at this point? I feel like the Rocky Helmet is what we need. If I were to prepare a Blacephalon, right? We have energies now in the discard pile thanks to that. The play here is letting them get this point off of my Silvally. I feel like since I've got 2 energy in the discard, I never really need... Right, they're gonna just go for Tyrannical Hole next turn. I need them to attack into the Silvally. I need them to see it as a threat. That's the way that I win this game. If I knock them down to 130, let Kamikaze Clown come and do his thing, and then we just knock the opponent off of 130. If they don't heal this, they don't have any way to heal. I hope. I pray at this point that they just attack me. The correct play is to attack me. For me. Correct play for me. Swing, baby, swing. Swing better, swing. Okay, that's really annoying, but at least this one has the helmet, so no matter what, they're gonna swing into this. The helmet comes out. I have 2 energy that I can use with Lucamine. The stars have aligned, and this Guzzlord is going down now. Excellent. We're just gonna go Kamikaze Clown time. Beat Punk. Beat him up! Nice game. That's what I'm talking about. Bring me their head. Okay. What do we got next? Going second. Alright, we get Type Null, double helmet. I mean, it's not an awful hand. It could be worse, but going second here is really nice because we can damage the Type Null before we evolve if we get Silvally off the Gladion, which would be kind of ideal. And I'll wait to use the Gladion until we can attack and swing with Type Null, just so we're not... I don't want to use it first turn, because that is my only supporter right now. It's a full mirror deck. Okay. It means I'm going to have to be very, very careful. You know what? My hand sucked anyway. Okay, but now it sucks even worse. Oh, no. Okay, now it doesn't suck worse. Oh, goodness. Well, we're definitely attaching to type Null so we can swing this turn. We're going to throw the Pokeball in the research, and that's pretty much all we're worried about doing here. Okay, we also get Silvally in a helmet, so we're kind of like in a really good spot off those draws. It kind of puts us right where we wanted to be off of the last hand. So we'll definitely take that. They can't attack with Silvally. They don't have a way to accelerate energy next turn, so they're just going to swing with type Null regardless. But at the same time, they'll also be able to bring me under 100 with their type Null. Now, if I can, I would have liked to be able to Pokemon Center Lady away the damage I'm about to take from type Null, but the Rocky Helmet kind of prevents me from being able to do that. So I feel like at this point, I'm just taking the points as I can get them and just dealing with the consequences. I also don't need to play a supporter next turn to take out their type Null, although I kind of, at this point, might as well, right? So at this point in time, right, Lusamine isn't going to get them anything on Blacephalon because they're only going to have one energy in the discard pile, so I'm safe from that for a turn. They can't attack me next turn with type Null. At the same time, though, I don't know what I'm going to use Pokemon Center Lady for, but I'm going to hold on to it because I don't see a pressing need to use it right now. My main lose condition here is not having another Pokemon on the board to deal with Blacephalon when they finally Lusamine it after I take out their type Null next turn. I am at this point just assuming that they have Lusamine in hand and will use it. Aw. Aw. Wait, what? They're stalling. I would never have assumed that that was the play that they would have made. That is, I would like to know their thought process. They just drew that bad, I guess. All right, well, good game. Getting a solid little win streak going with this deck. I've enjoyed using Blacephalon this whole rotation. It's just trying to find a deck that consistently works with it. This is certainly an interesting hand here. Oh. Okay. We're gonna Celesteela, Buzzwole again. I can only hope that their draws are as mid as mine. Alright, so they're immediately just passing, so that tells me they don't have anything in hand that they can play. I'm slightly hesitant to Mars them at the moment. I feel like I'm just going to hold on to Mars for just a little bit longer. Until I maybe get Silvally, baby. Like, top decking Silvally or a way to get Silvally next turn would be kind of nice. Unless for some reason they're just holding these cards, but they're just going to Pheromosa me now. Yeah. Do they really not have any playable cards? Is it all stuff like, you know, Beastite, Lusamines, right? Like, what else is there? And my goodness, why are my draws so bad? We're both drawing as poorly as each other at this point. But like one research could change everything. Even Mars could change it. Like at this point, I don't feel like I want to play it. If they pass this turn, I feel like at this point, I probably should play it. Especially after they research. If they don't have a bunch of cards to put down right now, like, I feel like this would be the ideal time. Or maybe I've just waited one turn too long to play it, honestly. I feel like I've probably waited one turn too long. The leaf caping. I could just really use Silvally right now. Like, that's just... if I could find it, great. Otherwise, in 2 turns, I'm just going to give him 2 points for nothing. Okay. Alright. I was able to get what I needed. I don't need... No, I do need to use Mars right now because of the... Right, so we're going to go ahead and Mars them away. Trying to see if I can get rid of their Lucamines that I know that they've got to have up there. And we're going to go ahead and drop this Pheromosa away. At least now I have a way to deal some damage. Right, even if Pheromosa comes up after this, like, I'll still have a way to deal some damage at least. And now it becomes a game of trying to pull this off long enough to get Lucamine into my own hand here. This is likely where they drop a Buzzwole. Because it's that or Kartana, I think, is really all they had left. Right, there's the Buzzwole. Okay. They've also lost one of their capes already. And the most recent revision of this deck that I've seen that won a tournament actually only runs 1 copy. So there's a solid chance here that I might not have to worry about it. Now, at least I get a research. I can go ahead and I can Rocky Helmet my Silvally here. I'm gonna... If they end up... Right, there's no situation in which they don't try to attack this. So I'm gonna just put... I'm gonna put 1 energy on this Blacephalon just to keep it ready. Because type Null and Silvally are only 1 energy away from attacking anyway. I'm gonna basically force them to bring their Buzzwole in. They'll Lucamine. And then it's just me stalling until I can draw a Lucamine, honestly. That's pretty much what this is coming down to. Because if they Lucamine next turn, they'll get the energy they need for Big Beat. Which of course they do. I need my Lucamine. I have a 1 in 4 chance of drawing it. And there's the cape. So this Rocky Helmet will put them down low enough that Blacephalon can get the KO. It's very pretty, baby. Ah. I'm just gonna put it up there and hope I get the Lucamine, man. Not it. Not it. Alright, so what's the play here? We drop 1 energy onto Blacephalon and we Gladion for the... Gladion for the Silvally. And then hope that they don't have a way to hit me next turn. Just, again, 1 in 3 chance now. A 1 in 3 chance now. Oh, they Pokemon Center Lady. Now I just lose. Right, they basically, they have to. They have to punch me here. Which means I don't give up a point this turn. However, really, man? Like, really? This is what I'm doing now. So they're gonna have to punch Silvally, or they're gonna have to Big Beat Silvally. Right? And that's it. I'm just... Literal chance here that I draw Lucamine is literally my win condition. I would love it right now. Okay. I need to swing for 100. I'm gonna Pokemon Center Lady now. There is no reason for me not to put it on this Blacephalon. It's just basically using it to use it at this point. Unfortunately, this Pokeball is not helping me thin the deck. So if I don't draw into... If I don't draw into Lucamine top deck right now... Oh, no, I just lose. Probably. Like, if I don't top deck my Lucamine next turn, I lose. 120 is fine. It's Like, they have both Celesteelas out. This is it. This is it. Well fought game either way. Please let it be Lucamine. Oh! At last! The RNG has gone in my favor, trainers. We get to win the game. Good game, my goodness. Alright, here's our last game for the day. I got time to record. We're gonna bring this one to the house for sure. But we're going first. Every time I say that, we go first. And then it doesn't happen. But we get to start with a Rocky Helmet and a Research at least. Not the worst. We're going against a grass deck. Probably a version of Buzzwole. That's the popular grass deck right now. There's the Buzzwole right there. However, them having to lead with the Buzzwole is not good for them, really. And research here, see what we pull out of that. Blacephalon and Silvally. That's very nice research. Does it leave me with only 4 cards in hand? However, they're probably going to find a reason to red card me anyway. Very negative when I play my games. Those things always happen when you don't want them to. Right, like they'll get the Celesteela down, they'll start moving their pieces around. Or another Buzzwole. And the helmet. Okay. I don't normally see this Buzzwole deck running Rocky Helmet. This is new to me. Okay. Oh, there's the Mars. Well, they've kind of shown me at this point that they probably don't have they most likely don't have anything that's going to help them right now. But wow, we just okay. Which means we have 2 copies of Gladion in the deck that are kind of useless right now. And the question now that I'm going to have to pose to myself is how badly do I want this damage? If I can get 40, which of course not. It's never that easy. Never that easy. But if they punch me next turn, my Rocky Helmet will put them at 100, which I can get a KO from. So that kind of also puts them in a weird position. Right, do they punch here? Like 100 damage is something they should not want to leave themselves in. They have Cape. They do not. They choose not to attack. Which is fine with me. Okay, so I can Gladion here and swing for 100. Either way, this is now... Right, now the opponent knows that. Which kind of makes my next Gladion a little bit useless. Like, they now know that one of the cards in my hand is Silvally, so... I kind of have to put it down now. But I can swing for 100 damage here and put them now within range of being taken out by a Rocky Helmet hit. So this is fine with me. Their punch damage would put me down in range of being taken out by Kartana next turn. They're going to Erica, okay. So at least they can get Big Beat off. And then not be able to use it next turn, so they may retreat, potentially. Now, the question is, can I get Lucamine at any point? Or am I gonna not see that card again for the rest of the game? Which I have gone whole games without seeing Lucamine. It's pretty ridiculous. Right, okay, so what they're probably gonna do is retreat. And start hitting me with Kartana instead. I feel like the cards in hand are likely going to be some mix of, like, Lucamines, right? So I'm going to save the Mars until maybe next turn. I might use it next turn just because it'll put some of that stuff back in their deck, and at least, like, we've gotten to a point where it might not be as big of a deal for me to do that. Okay, they're going to Rocky Helmet the other Buzzwole. They likely retreat, or are they going to go for the punch damage? Because them giving me 2 points here would be very dangerous, and they're going to give me 2 points. I'm going to take them. I just need Blacephalon to have a Lucamine ready to go. And that is not at all what I was asking for. We are going to go for the Mars here. Because we have a Leaf for later. I'm going to throw these cards back in their hands, because they feel like they're cards that they're just waiting to use. And if I can put them down to 2, that's better. Hi. You're very cute. Yep. They do. But now the Buzzwole gets to come out if they have Lucamine in hand. If I got rid of a Lucamine and they don't draw another one, then I'm feeling pretty good about that move. This all just comes down to whether or not they have Lucamine, and if I have mine sitting at the top of my deck. 1 in 3 chance to draw the Lucamine. There's a Pokeball. They're going to get the Celesteela now, but I just need 1 more KO, so they can honestly give me anything they like here. At this point, if Blacephalon comes up with a Lucamine, we just kind of win. Okay, they're only going to have Punch. We got rid of Lucamine successfully, I think. Unless they drop it now for some reason. Okay, they're going to punch. Yeah, we did get rid of it, thankfully. We can now swing. They have to have Erica in order to heal past the damage. We draw Gladion, which is absolutely not at all what I wanted. But now we're in range of being punched down. So I think at this point, like... I don't want to use Leaf to get extra damage, but I feel like I kind of have to, just to prevent them from hitting me. Like, it's going to force them out of Buzzwole, or use a heal. The Rocky Helmets are an interesting idea here for them. I've not seen this deck run the Rocky Helmets before, but they are kind of obnoxious. Okay, they're gonna pivot out. This just hopefully buys me a turn, right? Because all I need is for something to get a KO, right? I just need I need Blacephalon at some point. Hey, Erica. See, that's the thing, right? Like, if I top deck Lucamine here, again, we just win. That's essentially what I need at this point. Now, they can attach and go for Big Beat, and that would also one-shot. So, this is Lucamine or nothing, again. It's Lucamine or nothing. And it's Lucamine on top of the deck. That is how we do. That is how we do. We have 2 points. We take the win off the Kartana. Good game for the opponent. Man, this got me some good points today. Good stuff.